When was the last time you felt truly free? Now let's take a journey back to the 1860s. Harriet Tubman, a renowned abolitionist, uttered a profound statement that still resonates today. "I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves." Her words echo across time, reminding us that the first step to liberation is the recognition of our own shackles. In the grand tapestry of our lives, many of us are woven tightly into patterns of habit and circumstance, often without realizing it. We're ensnared in our own personal forms of slavery, be it an unhealthy habit, a toxic relationship, or a self-limiting belief. Our chains may not be physical, but they are just as real, just as binding. Consider the person who drowns their sorrows in the bottom of a bottle night after night. They might see it as a casual way to unwind, a harmless habit. But is it really? They're shackled by their dependency, imprisoned by their need for the next drink. Or let's look at someone trapped in an abusive relationship. They might believe that the harsh words, the controlling behavior, are just signs of a passionate love. But in truth, they are caught in a cycle of harm and forgiveness, shackled by their own denial. In these situations, the chains are invisible, the shackles subtle. But they are there, binding us, holding us back from our full potential. And just like those slaves Harriet Tubman sought to free, we too often fail to recognize our own bondage. We are like birds in a cage with an open door, unaware that we can simply fly away. We've become so accustomed to our chains, so comfortable in our confinement, that we forget what it means to be truly free. To change, to grow, to break free from these bonds, we must first acknowledge their existence. We must recognize the patterns that bind us, the habits that hold us back, and the relationships that restrain us. To change, we must first understand that we are in shackles. What if I told you that the key to your liberation lies within you? Picture this for a moment. You're walking through life carrying a heavy backpack. You're not sure what's in it, but it's weighing you down, making every step a struggle. This backpack, my friends, is filled with unrecognized issues, unaddressed problems, and unresolved conflicts. It's no secret that we all have our share of problems. Some problems are like loud alarm bells, impossible to ignore. Others, however, are like silent whispers, unnoticed until they've grown into a deafening roar. It's these silent whispers we're focusing on today. Self-awareness, the capacity to recognize our feelings, thoughts, and actions, is the compass that helps us navigate these uncharted waters. It's the mirror that reflects our true selves, blemishes and all. It's the first step in acknowledging that heavy backpack, and more importantly, realizing that we have the power to unpack it. Imagine being a tightly wound spring, unaware of the tension you're holding. Then, through self-awareness, you recognize this tension and allow yourself to unwind. That's the power of self-awareness. But don't just take my word for it. Consider the stories of countless individuals who've turned their lives around, not through luck or outside intervention, but through the power of self-awareness. They've recognized their destructive habits, their toxic relationships, their self-sabotaging behaviors. They've taken that first, crucial step of acknowledging their issues and then embarked on the journey of change. Remember, we cannot change what we are not aware of. But once we shine the light of awareness on our problems, they lose their power over us. We can then start to unpack that heavy backpack, one issue at a time. We can start to untangle the complex web of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Now, this process isn't easy. It requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths, but the rewards are immeasurable. Freedom from the shackles of unaddressed problems, the ability to chart a new course towards a happier and healthier life. Your liberation begins with a single step, recognizing the chains that bind you. Now you might be wondering, how can I break free? The journey towards liberation begins with a single step, the step towards self-awareness. This is not a path you have to walk alone. There are professionals out there, therapists and counselors, who are trained to guide you through this process. Their expertise lies in helping you uncover the underlying issues, the hidden shackles that are holding you back. Consider the story of John, who was stuck in a cycle of self-destructive behavior. He sought professional help, and through therapy, he was able to identify the root cause of his problems. He started to understand his triggers, his emotional responses, and the patterns that were dictating his actions. This newfound self-awareness was his first step towards freedom. But therapy isn't the only way to gain self-awareness. Mindfulness is another powerful tool. It's about being present, about really experiencing each moment without judgment. Through mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and feelings as they occur, without getting swept away by them. This practice allows you to recognize and break free from negative thought patterns that may be influencing your behavior. Take, for instance, the tale of Mary. She was lost in a whirlwind of stress and anxiety. When she discovered mindfulness, she found a way to step back from her worries and observe them from a distance. She learned to detach herself from her anxieties, to see them for what they were, just thoughts, not reality. This realization was her key to freedom. Engaging in introspective activities can also foster self-awareness. Journaling, for example, can be a powerful tool for self-exploration. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you understand them better. It can highlight patterns, illuminate triggers, and offer you a clearer picture of your mental landscape. Let's look at Sam's story. He was grappling with feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. He started keeping a journal, and over time, he was able to identify the triggers for his insecurities. This understanding helped him take control of his thoughts and emotions, and eventually break free from his self-imposed limitations. Remember, the road to freedom starts with recognizing the chains that bind you. It's a journey of self-discovery, of understanding your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And once you've begun this journey, once you've taken that first step towards self-awareness, you're already on the path to freedom. It's within your power to break the chains that bind you. It's time to take control of your life. Let's reflect on what we've uncovered today. We've recognized that, like the slaves of the past, many of us are bound by our own invisible chains. These chains could be addiction, toxic relationships, or even self-neglect. But it's important to remember that the first step to liberation is self-awareness. Yes, it's about understanding your current state, acknowledging your issues, and realizing that change is necessary. Once you have that clarity, it becomes easier to break free from these chains. So ask yourself, what are your chains? What's holding you back? Now it's your turn. It's your turn to take that first step towards freedom. It's your turn to break the shackles and claim your liberation. It might be challenging, it might be daunting, but remember, it's a journey worth taking. Remember, freedom isn't given, it's claimed. Claim yours today.